Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Across the Table, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are gonna be fire. My guest today is Mr. 106 in Park himself, B Wills. What's going on? Here's to you.
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm happy to be here, man. It's good to see my dog.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Now, let me just ask, man. How are you? Just how are you, bro?
Blessed. That's the best word to express life for myself right now, man. Blessed. For real.
Great.
Man. How you doing, man?
Man, listen, man. I can't complain. You know me staying all the way out the way. All the way. I'm
streaming live from a remote location.
Right.
Right. I got you.
Turn off the IP and everything. Yeah, man, I'm out the way, man. I'm way out the way.
It's good to see you, man. I'm everything. Working on a new project. But before the project drops itself, the project is titled "Speaking of the Devil" because it's been a while since I've been,
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm dropping quite a few visuals though and singles that'll probably start coming out within the next 2.5, 3 weeks. Okay. And then it's just an avalanche from there. So it's nonstop.
Okay, that's what's up.
For sure.
Okay, so I gotta ask.
Go for it.
What made you get into hip hop?
Ooh, good. Out of all the interviews I've done, do you know I've never been asked that question?
I have to ask that question.
That's crazy.
You might be one of the few hip hop heads
for sure
that rival my own hip hop head. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta ask.
You know what? I fell in love with hip hop. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was for Christmas. I got a MC Hammer cassette tape.
Ooh.
And
a lot of people don't know about Hammer. They be shortchanging Hammer.
Oh no, for sure. Like they speak on the downfall, but they don't. Man, this like game on lock, bro.
Right.
I remember I had the cassette, and I remember the day and everything. It was a snowy day. Me, my papa, rest in peace to my papa, and my dad. We were at some junkyard or something. I remember it, bro. I had on a Charlotte Hornets starter jacket with the
with the zipper.
Nah, yeah. And I had on that joint, and I remember just listening to it in my headphones, and I just fell in love with it. Like, this is so dope. It's funny because that wasn't the first time I heard hip hop. The first hip hop record I ever heard was Blowjob Betty. I want to say it was a Too Short joint.
Yeah,
and that was
sound like a short joint.
Yeah, that was me going through. Somebody's cassette tapes, and I ended up finding it. Cause around my house growing up, it was always R&B playing. Yeah. It's from Tony, Sade, who is my favorite artist of all time.
And she's still fine.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, man. That was probably my introduction to hip hop, and when I fell in love with it, the fact of it was just so cool to me. Cause back then I was what you would call I was a nerd. You know what I mean? So it made me feel cool listening to it.
Right.
It was dope to me.
That's wow.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. MC Hammer was the last name that I thought would come out of your mouth.
Well, we're talking about the 100% the beginning, because that was short lived for sure. But it was that, and then my dad used to bump Pac Crazy, and you know what? It wasn't even the lyrics that spoke out to me. It was the dynamic. I loved what he did with his voice. And how he stretched word, see, like it was like, whoa, his voice just went somewhere. Like I always thought that was dope. So yeah, that would probably be the beginning.
Okay. Now, what you think about the current state of hip hop?
I love it. I do. I love it. I'm not one of those people that get caught in tradition or the older ways, and I understand now how cats from the 80s era feel when they heard Mace or a Big, like the how the transition in arrangement, delivery, you know what I mean? Like every era has a different way of how they go about things, you know what I mean?
Right.
I only thing that I can say about the state of hip hop now I don't care about would be I don't want to say the message. Because everybody got their own story. I think that it's entering a lot of people's psyche in the form of making them want to be something that they're not. You know what I mean? Like you could hear records back in the day. You could listen to a Cube record, NWA record, Easy record, but that don't necessarily mean that okay, now because listen to this is how I gotta go live my life. This is what I gotta do. I think a lot of kids now are dictating their life off of what they hearing. So if something happened to my family or whoever, now because of what so and so said, if I don't go and do this back, now I'm a bitch or I'm a, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shit like that. So I would say that's the only thing that's just like it's a lot of pretending. You know, everybody thugging now. You don't have no lanes no more. It's just straight thugging.
Yeah, everybody pistol packing.
Oh, for sure.
And all of a sudden moving all of this weight and making all of this money.
Right.
It's like, that's impossible. Like, where are these young niggas getting all of this money from? Like, where are they getting it from? I gotta know.
And it blows my mind because they follow cats that speak on certain topics like that, but they don't realize a lot of these niggas that's talking about that shit, they're either speaking on their past life,
right,
and shit like that. Like, it's cats right now that's in the streets and that's in the field that's really doing what they rapping about, and they think because they're rapping about it, they keeping it 100. Ain't no cap in my rap. Yeah, but now you niggas is indicting yourselves, and that's 100%. Like, niggas don't have to worry about niggas and their crew telling them because it's right. It's in the video.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just seen a big a ring that they just caught up in Brooklyn. I want to say for a lot of the drill rappers, there's about 20 something cats that they arrested off of the information that they gathered from the videos.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's literally they're arresting like cats is catching RICO charges off of some of the main evidence is these damn videos.
RICO. Isn't that when if one person is affiliated in the whole thing, you can charge the whole
100%. Yeah, whoever. I mean, at the end of the day, they gonna shake a tree and they know something gonna fall out.
Wow.
So if I pull 20 of y'all in here, somebody gonna sing for sure. Usually, you know what I mean. So
Jeez.
It's messed up out here, man.
Right. Okay. You mentioned drill rap.
Mm?
I have absolutely no idea what that is.
Drill rap, you got from my own understanding, I could be wrong, but I remember first hearing the term drill. That was like Chicago music. It was I remember like Lil Mouse when he came out. It was back during the Chief Keef days when he first started popping. The drill term, I heard it most coming through Chicago. Now it was something that when Pop Smoke dropped, that was. It's that how the beats, the heavy bass, you hear like a lot of stuff from New York right now. It's kind of like the same sound. That is what they're calling drill as well now. So New York kind of has they're the capital of the drill music at the moment, which I would say I really heard popularized with that type of sound was probably when Pop Smoke came out.
Okay.
That was the Welcome to the Party joint. And so now it's that same scheme, the same flow. You know what I mean? I will say this though. I don't particularly tap into it a whole lot. I respect what they got going on. I do love the fact that niggas is bringing back dancing. Cause niggas is dancing in their videos. They might be talking about killing 90 niggas, but they dancing. I ain't seen niggas dance in a minute.
Right.
And it's cool.
Before,
you know what I mean?
We don't dance no more. All we do is this.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was just mean mugs, you know what I mean? So now it is kind of dope to see niggas dancing, you know what I mean? Yeah, but outside of that, I don't know. I'm a big person on perception.
Hip hop though, the dance, the
for sure,
dancing, and
for sure,
clothes and
100%, man. You know what? I see both sides of the coin flip. You know what I mean? I understand how people that are hip hop heads from before can feel a way about how things are now. I get it. You know what I mean? I also get how people that are in the game now can look and feel some kind of way about the resentment they receive from what they will call old heads now too. You know what I mean? So I get both sides. You know what I mean? A lot of the cats right now feel like shit. These niggas old and they don't respect us. They don't like how cause we not spitting bar after bar and metaphors and da. You know what I mean? So a lot of people would be like, oh, well, it ain't no substance. They equate substance usually with bars and metaphors. But, you know, it's certain cats that you don't look at as like Lil Baby. Niggas don't look at him, let's say, for the most part, as like a rapper's rapper. You know what I mean? Right. But this man has substance. He has shit that he talking about. You know what I mean? Just as an example. So I see both sides of it.
No,
For sure.
That's what's up. Now, how'd you get linked up with the Juice?
Oh man. Of course, everybody knows me from music. Music was going great. The Juice was the first station to ever play my music here at home. And just the love that they gave me, they made sure they broadcasted my every move. When I went to 106 and Park, they went above and beyond. You know what I mean? And our families even have some kind of history together. You know what I mean? And they just always showed a lot of love. And the way that I am, I never forget people that show love to me. And I remember I had some time off, and one day something in my spirit was just like, I would always go over there just to say hi, just to check in, just because. Right. Something said, I woke up one morning, something literally said, go take them some orange juice and some donuts. So, shit, I did. And it wasn't like I had a new single about to drop and I'm trying to slide some slick shit in there. No, like I literally just woke up and said that one morning, and I did. And Charlie Mack, shout out to Charlie one time, he pulled me in his office and basically was like, yo, what you think about I want to give something a try. What you think about being on radio? Now, literally anybody know, before I never dreamed of being a rapper. Ever. That was never my dream. My first dream outside of basketball, like most inner city kids. Right. My first dream though was being on the radio.
Really?
Facts. And it's this one part, and I tell him all the time, and he laughs when I tell him. I idolized who was then called Butter, that was on the Juice. I thought he was I had never seen him. I never knew what he looked like till I was grown.
I went to high school with him. Matter of fact, we graduated the same class.
See, that's crazy. See, over the airwaves as a kid, I just thought he was the coolest dude on radio. Like, I would just sit, I listened to the radio like no other as a kid. And I wanted to be on radio because of him. So when Charlie brought it to me years later, after I'm doing music and stuff, and Charlie just brings it about the blue, it was like, damn, I get to live out the dream that I always had. And I immersed myself in it. And this past January, celebrated 5 years of having my own show on the Juice.
That's what's up.
Straight up.
I appreciate what's up. Now, I don't want to ask you this.
Hey man, ask me whatever you want. We ain't got to hold back nothing.
Listen, what was it like on 106 and Park? Like, what was that?
The first or second time?
I forgot you was on there twice.
Everybody does. It's okay.
Let's go first, then second, because I'm pretty sure the initial experience was the shock, but the second experience was like, okay, this I know this, but this is still 106 and Park. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what was it like?
The first experience, at the time, it felt life-saving.
Whoa.
I was stepping out of the streets, and I was down bad at the moment. That transition from whatever to going legit it's not as smooth as some would say. I was a young cat, so I wasn't saving my paper and nothing like that. You know what I mean? And I get a call right now. Mind you, I had just dropped my manager that I had. I had just, we had went separate ways, and I was just doing everything on my own at the moment. And I get a call out the blue from 106 and Park, and I'm like, nah, this. I hung up on them initially, and they called back, and I'm like, how in the heck? Now, mind you, like I said, I'm a research cat. Like I've already, at this time, I'm already touring and doing showcases all over the country. I've looked up every way to get on a 106 and Park Wild Out Wednesday, how to get on, whatever. Because I've always known in my mind, all I need is the audience, a big enough audience, and I'm good, flat out. That's no different from a regular job interview. I don't have to worry if I'm gonna get the job. Just give me the interview. I know I got the job. So, long story short, I'm like, man, how am I even on your radar? And they gave me a spiel. About a year prior, I did a showcase, and they had an after party. And the after party was I promise you, the after party was at the smallest. It might have been as big as the Classic.
Whoa!
It was at a place there. And it was a place that size, rather. Nobody wanted to perform because there was no people in there, just the artists. And it was like 3 people at the bar. And woman that was at the bar, no, let me take that back. Nobody wanted to perform. I made a joke like, man, I'm gonna rock this bitch like it's Madison Square Garden. Fuck it.
Oh shit.
I'm lit at the time. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I do it for shits and giggles.
Right.
A lady that was sitting at the bar worked for BT, and I had no idea. We never had conversation or nothing. And she watched me for a whole year. And he sent me the whole threads like, yo, he just uploaded this video. Yo, like they literally watched for a whole year. And that's when the opening came. He was just like, yo, I think you ready. Go on 106 and Park. It's funny because I had to scrape everything I had, the little bit of paper I did have together to, they didn't pay for, which they didn't have to. They didn't pay for the lodging and the travel expenses, nothing like that.
So you just had to get there.
You had to get there, and you had to. Anybody know hotels is expensive as shit in New York. So if anybody that goes to New York, quick hack: get your hotel in Newark, New Jersey. Go over the bridge, be straight. A couple $100 cheaper. That's what I did. Before I leave, out the blue, I get a call from DJ one time. That was me $50 for gas, like out the blue. It was me and him hadn't even really had a relationship like that. I knew who he was, but the fact that he did it, that was just dope to me.
Right.
And boom, go to 106 and Park. I just knew I was going to win. And I got a little emotional at the time. This was like right after my grandmother had passed. And it's funny because before she passed, I did a freestyle. I think it was the Kanye West Good Life joint. And I did something, I'm going to get on that TV. I flipped it, something like that.
Right.
But it was crazy to me that I was actually now about to be on TV, but she wasn't there to see it. And I did one thing nobody had ever did. I'm big on research. I'm big on art of war. I'm big on strategy. I had never seen somebody go on Wild Out Wednesday and go a cappella rapping. You got a lot of people that go on there and they do songs, they perform. I ain't seen nobody rap on there. I can rap. You know what I mean? That's just my mindset. I do my song that was on the radio at the time, but I cut it halfway in, and then I go a cappella, and and the rest was history, man. I win. I'm on top of the world in my mind. I'm feeling great. They give me a Keisha Cole CD and a book and send me on my way. True story. That was
no way.
Yeah. Shout out to BET though, like for sure, because they changed my life, but. That was the first time. Yeah, straight up. They gave me Keisha Cole CD, a book, and it's crazy because it wasn't like the sad Keisha Cole. That was like, I think she had just got married, so it was the happy Keisha Cole CD. So shout out to Keisha Cole for sure. But yeah. So that was that. So it was that high of, but then it's like, damn, I'm going back to the house even more broke because it took me everything to get here.
Right.
But I'm on TV. Now the thing is funny, whenever you go on TV and you from here, you famous now.
Right. Automatically.
I go back to work. I'm on TV Wednesday on BET. Thursday, I'm back at work at Jet's Pizza on Glendale. And I remember a chick coming in and was like, man, mind you, I had a mohawk. You can't miss me. You look just like the dude that was on TV. Like, nah, I'm tripping. He wouldn't be here. She's saying it's to me. And I was just like, fuck.
Oh, damn.
I didn't even tell her I'm him. I just left it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, time goes on. A few months later, get a call again. Boom. You familiar with our All-Star show? Our All-Star show is the biggest show of the year. We take the top 3 vote getters of the whole year. So, it's 52 weeks in a year?
Right.
It's 52 different winners. Whoever had the top three people that had the most votes out of their segment would be on for the All-Star show and the money. And I happened to be in that top 3. And went on, performed, and I won on that show as well. And then, that was my first time getting a nice amount of legit paper, enough to where it was just like, whoa, I can actually do something with this. You know what I mean? And I ain't looked back since. You know what I mean? In between times, BT put me on my first West Coast tour. They took me out California. I'm performing in places I haven't been before. So, I mean, it opened up a lot of doors. Because, when you got that BET's on 106 and Parks, you know what I mean? Right. That's a heavy thing. And I gained a lot of relationships that I still hold to this day. And it was just the biggest blessing, man. But that was the catapult to my career. And that's where things took off and went down at the same time.
You took off and went down.
Yeah. Took off professionally, personally.
You know what? I was gonna ask about that because that life is a different life, and a lot of people like to put their homegrown mindset on that kind of life, and it's like you can't do that because what happened, what you're in control of,
right,
is completely different than you being thrown out by a company and then having to, you know what I'm saying, having to do that.
For sure.
How did you get the balance?
I didn't get balance until I stepped away from music.
Really?
Yeah, because during, I'm the happiest I can be, but, you know, my grandmother passes, and my grandmother's my mother to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I meet my real dad, then he passes 4 days after he tells me he's my biological father.
Sheesh.
And I found him dead. You know what I mean? So he passed in his sleep. And me and my little brother found him like that. And that's something that led to me suffering from a sleep disorder. You know what I mean? I was scared to sleep, along with having a crazy work ethic. And now I'm traveling. I'm in all these places. Drugs, women, everything is around. You know what I mean? It's funny because you see and hear people talk about the industry and how it is.
Right.
And it's crazier than people can imagine. Anybody can watch this and be like, I'd be cool if I was the same way. I'm a street cat, so, you know, I'm ahead on a lot of things than most people. But the the entertainment industry is an entirely different monster.
Right.
It's things in front of you that go against what you believe in. It's things that will be in front of you that go against your own everything, your morality, your everything will be questioned. And it's at a time where I'm young.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got street smarts, but I mean, it was a lot on my plate. And, you know, I succumbed to a lot of different things. I indulged in a lot, of different things. You know what I mean? Like, I was just joking, you know, with one of my family members the other day. Like, I can literally sit here and say, as a 33-year-old man, I've lived a good 8-9 men's life in one. Whether it's whatever they want to talk about, I've done it as much as probably 8 to 9 different men. You know what I mean? Like, just the experiences and the different things in just that time span. We talking about a 5-6 year time span. It was insane.
It wouldn't shock me. You got something that big backing you, sending you places that you probably have never been ever in your life. That doesn't shock me at all. Yeah,
so you know what I mean. And after, you know, because BT gave me a few days, but then everything else was on my own.
Right.
And doing so on my own, you know, handsome guy, you know what I mean. I had the swag, you know what I mean. I had everything that, you know, everybody would want to be around and be a part of. And yeah, if you not good up here in your spirit, that shit gonna swallow you whole. I get why. I used to wonder why, like, cats that have a #1 record and we all think they one hit wonders or they just fall off. Or a lot of times that ain't got shit to do with the music, man.
Right.
These motherfuckers will be over here and get blowed off on some other shit. You gotta understand, like, just as an example, just I've learned that, let's say, like, drugs and sex. Those things in particular are something that are viewed, I feel, differently within each region. It's motherfuckers here. Like, for instance, a motherfucker pull out some coke right here and go do a line. Most 9 out of 10 people here gonna be like, "The fuck you?"
Right. I'm a side eye. Like, what the fuck?
A motherfucker do that in California, niggas is gonna look at you like, "All right, shit, party started, let's go." You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
It's party time. This isn't. That's not something that is taboo there. You know what I mean? So it's just a different world, man. It's just a different world. So I mean, it is what it is. So I get why certain people could. All it takes is just trying something a few times. You out of there. How can a motherfucker like David Ruffin be so great and then get? I can show you how. How can a motherfucker like such and such be so talented and have it all? And how could they? I can tell you how. For sure. And I didn't. I hadn't even reached certain people's success, like those legends that I named, you know what I mean? But I get it. I get it. And, you know, for me, I had to back away. Because if I didn't back away, I was definitely going to I was definitely going to inadvertently kill myself, for sure.
Whoa.
For sure. For 100%. I remember phone calls. I remember even Charlie Mack. I remember different people hitting my line like, "Yo, man, you gonna kill yourself, dude." Like, and I say inadvertently just because of not sleep. I would literally go days without sleeping, man. Like, for real. So that's why when I say high, lows at the same time, that was the greatest. No, that was one of the greatest and darkest times of my life. I've never had a great dark time at the same time until then.
Great. It's like an oxymoron. Like
100%
things that are not supposed to go together, but sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
straight up.
Cheers to you coming back on the other side.
Right. I'm like, damn, I survived all the street shit. Now this is a whole new monster. What the fuck did I sign up for? But it's all good, man. That was then.
Right.
That was then.
Right. Okay, now different man, grown up,
completely
learned a lot. Yeah. Did more than most men will ever do ever in their lifetime.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned it when I first came in.
Okay.
Back in the day, because I mean, of course, we've been tight for a long time. What did you tell me when I came in? You was like, yeah, because you used to be
an angry little dude. I remember being at one of those spots, and some dude who was flapping his gums ran up on you, and you didn't even want to. You was like, dude, you don't want to do this. You were telling him this to his face, like, you do not want to do this. And I'm standing up at the DJ booth with Lou.
Okay.
And I think Lou was up there, and I can't remember what type of party it was. I wasn't hosting. I was just helping.
Okay.
And he just kept yapping, and you hit him with the quickest 3-piece I have ever seen anybody throw outside of a boxer in my life. And I'm like, oh man, see, this is the realest nigga I know that can wear skinny jeans, bro. This is the realest nigga in skinny jeans in the city. Man. And I'm like, and this is my man's, and I'm like, do I go down there or do I just let this boy catch his ass whooping? Because he asked for it. Like, come on, man. Any man.
I don't even remember.
That's what's... Any man who's calm enough to look you in the face and tell you you don't want to do this.
That definitely sounds like me. Yeah.
Sheesh. I was like, all right. And then you looked at him and you was like, what's up, bro? Like, literally after you hit him, and I guess somebody grabbed you, 3 or 4 people grabbed him because I guess they was trying to save him because you was gonna go back. Like, I'm like, nah,
that's probably why I asked him. I just want to make sure, like, we good?
Yeah.
All right, straight. We cool. I don't even feel no kind of way after it. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I had a very bad temper problem, but my temper was never directed towards people that weren't deserving. I would. That was always my thing. Like, I'm not just gonna pop crazy just to any fucking body just because.
Right,
I was never like that. But definitely, man, I had a lot of pain, a lot of aggression, a lot, and I just didn't deal with no disrespect whatsoever. Like,
right.
I was paranoid because I was involved in certain things. I don't know what your MO is. I don't know if you know what I'm into.
Right.
So if you do, I don't know. You might be some kind of police ass nigga. I don't fucking know. So
or you might think I'm a op. You understand what I'm saying?
Or you might just think I'm sweet because I got colored hair and skinnies at the time, which, mind you, nobody was fucking doing at the time.
And
so, you know what I mean? So that was a whole other thing in itself, just the skinny jeans, the fitted pants and the colored hair and all of the other shit, you know what I mean? And people would always ask me, like, yo, how you feel so comfortable? Like, you know what people be saying about you? That story is one of the reasons why I felt so comfortable, because I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about.
Right.
Nobody gonna bother me, and if they do,
I know how to handle myself.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I did have to get that in check, man. Especially, you don't become no kind of successful businessman or a successful entity whatsoever, without being able to control yourself. I never wanted my pain or my trauma to affect how I feel my pockets or take care of my family down the road.
Right.
You know, there's people from my past that have bumped into me when I might have had a bad day or been on some bullshit that still to this day look at me a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, still, some family as well. They can't, it can't believe that, nah, just give it time. He gonna trip out again. He gonna wild out again. You know what I mean? Crazy. My crazy should have been my actual real name. I got called that way too many times. But then there's so much that people don't know because to everybody, I'm B Wills the rapper. Nobody had no ideas what I was involved in. They probably never will, and I'm not going to necessarily speak on it. But you know what I mean. But nah, a lot of shit was for show.
How'd you get through it?
I've always prayed a lot. You know what I mean. I'm not fearful to say it because I know they try to tell artists like, you know, stay away from politics and religion. Don't speak on that shit. But you know, I did away with religion some years ago, and no disrespect to anybody that does, you know, follow religion at all. You know, I believe each to, you know what I mean. Some people like hot sauce. I don't like hot sauce. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But you know, I'm just big on energy, and I do believe in, you know, there being a higher power. I do believe that there's an entity that makes the world go round, that created everything that we have. So I've always prayed. I've always prayed. You know what I mean? I've always prayed. And then I learned the importance of you can't control what you can't control. All you can do is all you can do.
Right.
Once I learned that shit, it's like I'm about to get pissed off and scream and fight and go crazy and all this other dumb shit, and the result's still going to be the same. But my situation might be different if I'm thinking emotionally. I had to do it. Like, I dug deep. Once I became a social worker years back, you know, I dug deep into self-educate myself on the human psyche and how one's mind works. And that was, you know, I just had to learn a lot about myself before I could be a better person. I've always wanted to be a good guy. I've always appeared to a lot of people as a good guy because at heart I always have been. But, you know, there's many that don't know me for being a good guy. So that's why I make it a must to, you know, not redeem myself into the eyes of others that know me from my past, but for myself.
Yeah.
You know, it feels great to make people smile. It's so easy to be a good person.
I am so glad you said that, because there are so many people out here that think it's cute to be mean. And it's the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my entire life. Like, what about being mean is cool nowadays? You understand what I'm saying?
You know what?
Like, I'm just gonna say it. A person like me and you,
right?
We can sit here, we can chop it up, and everything will be cool. But people are assholes, bro.
Man, what? We ain't even talking the industry. We talking period. Humans, they're horrible.
And it's cool nowadays. How the hell did that happen?
You know what? It is crazy because I feel like it's different with men and women. With men, it's the I'm crazy factor. I'm a tough ass dude factor.
The overly tough facade when really you really don't want to be that.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, that's that. And with women, I think that's where the cute factor comes in. You know what I mean? It's chicks will really like a dude but be funny to him because I can't be this way at first. It's just like, wait, what?
It's the dumbest shit in the world. Like, cut out the middleman. If you like this dude, like him. What is happening?
We in a world of facades, man. Everybody has some kind of front. It's almost like me and wife have been watching Game of Thrones. We just got into it like after all these years. But anywho,
everybody tell me I need to start watching it too.
I just started within the past week and a half. It's amazing, and it does so much for the human mind. Like, I've learned so much about life off. It's blow. We'll talk about that later. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers got like a whole, like, it's like a whole wall here. Then they have like their night's watch, their guards right here behind the wall. Then it's just like, just fucking be you, man.
Right.
What's so fucking hard about showing love, man? I can real life walk to my car right now. I'm a sneakerhead. I see a cat with some dope sneakers. I'm be like, damn, nice shoes.
Shit, you even did that when I pulled out my 8s.
100%. It's natural to me.
Right.
Oh, what you want, man? What? Be like, what the fuck? People are so unfamiliar with love.
Whoa.
When you hear love, people look at it in the deepest context. Where they don't gotta, people overthink too much. It ain't gotta be the sense of nurturing and all. Nah, love and just a friendly compliment.
Right.
How are you on top of the high? Simple. People miss that. They don't get that. So, they're bred that way. They breed their own that way. And the cycle, unfortunately, continues.
I'm sick of the fight. I have always said this, and anybody that's ever had a conversation with me has heard me say this. I am sick of the fight. I'm sick of how we as men interact with each other. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of our interaction with our women. I'm sick of how the women interact with each other. I was like, what good can possibly come from this? You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like,
I've learned that all I can do is give the best of me to those that I surround myself with, mm-hmm. and still offer some of that to those that I just bump into in passing that I don't know. You know what I mean? But I get it. They say we all can't change the world. As a collective, possibly. Strength in numbers, but if I can make one person's day brighter than it was before they greeted me at Walmart or anything, that's all I give a fuck about. At the end of the day, sometimes we look at the big result, and if we can't gain the big result, then we just don't fuck it.
Right.
Nah. Start with the smaller shit. Like with my motivational speaking I do at the high schools and shit. Like, it could be a whole class of cats. I ain't bothered if you in your phone. I'm blessed to where, which is crazy, nobody be in their phones. These are kids that I know for a fact that their teachers, they let me know beforehand sometimes. Like, yeah, I'm going to tell you now, they're a rambunctious group. They probably not really going to listen to you. They all give me their attention. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't have to have everybody in here walk out of here like, I'm saved. My life has changed. No. Right. Just give me one. My job is done. Because at the end of the day, for real, we look at it from that way, but for our own selves and our own energy, we not obligated to do shit for nobody.
True.
We not obligated to give our greatness to other people to help them. That's a courtesy of us being good people. So why am I expecting the result of the whole world when I could just give this to one? Because at the end of the day, I don't have to give shit to none. That's just my philosophy on it.
Well, got that shit right.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Wherever you want to go. Pause.
Because you mentioned the wifey.
Yes. Shout out to my baby one time, man.
The wifey.
Get smiling and shit.
Right. Like, listen. And I was telling you this when you walked in.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that y'all really love each other. I got to know. What about her made you say, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you? Like, what tangible thing did she do, or what emotion did she evoke that made you say, I want you to be my wife? I got to know. You
know what? It was, now mind you, we met when I was about 15. I think she was 16. Mm-hmm. And since we're being real, my wife was one of the first women I ever even slept with. Mm. You know what I mean? And we talking about as a kid, a teenager rather. And we had always been cool through the years. I've watched her go through numerous relationships, vice versa. It was the time where I was working for, like a lot of people know, over at the welfare office doing the social worker thing.
Right. I remember running into you when I was down there.
Facts. Yeah. There would be times where I'm still doing music. My schedule. I would.
Matter of fact, that day you showed me the video of you in the corner store.
Yeah,
That chorus,
facts.
you showed me
Facts.
that video.
That was the Jimmy Jackson video.
Jim Jackson video.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So I was doing both of those at the same time. I would literally, boom, had to be to work at 8:30. Mm-hmm. Was it 8? Yeah, had to be clocked in by 8:30. We off at 4:30. Get home by 5. Shower. I'm at the studio by 7. I'll leave the studio between 1 to 4 a.m. Get home, maybe take a nap if I felt like it. Might pop some and stay up, and then I go into the next day. This is every day outside the weekend. In the meantime, I'm on social media. I'm going live. She would do random shit. Like, mind you, we weren't together or nothing. We was just homies. Motherfucker randomly pop up with Red Bulls at my job. Like, see your ass ain't getting no sleep again last night.
Talking shit while she helping you.
Red Bull, walk away. Or sometimes like motherfucker was so smooth, man. I remember she paid a chick walked in with some pizza or some shit one time. And I'm like, she's like, honey, this for you. So in my mind, I'm like, fuck is you? And she like, oh no, this came from the girl out there. And I'm just like, oh, this motherfucker smooth.
Right.
I like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. And she came over to my crib. And she came over to my crib one time. And when she came over, we took the best. We didn't have sex. We did nothing. She came over to my crib, bro. And we took the greatest nap in fucking history.
Oh, shit. Bruh, those are the best. And it don't make you soft. It don't make you no
Hell
punk.
no.
Y'all need to get over that.
I think she held me, matter of fact.
Oh.
I think she did.
She
had on this. I want to say she had on this like a velour or was it a tracksuit? It was something like that though. It was a 2-piece joint. She looked so good. She was thick as fuck. She was just everything. I mean, shit. You over here. Most would have made sure they would have tried it. Nah, man. We took the greatest nap, and just her character, bro. You know what I mean? I got to watch how she was as a person without her pursuing me. When a motherfucker pursue you, it's all kind of shit. This might be a facade. This shit might fade off. I get to see you on how you are, how you behave when you're with whoever you're with, how you conduct yourself when you in a nightclub, when you know what I mean? I remember one time we wasn't even together. Yeah, we wasn't together, nothing like that. Matter of fact, she used to spin me at first. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pop up. Motherfucker will spin me, and I'll be like, "Fuck, you know who I am." Like,
like, are you serious?
But I held her on such a high pedestal. I'm like, in my mind, fuck that. She's the catch, not me. So she's the one woman that like I even allowed that shit to fly with because I just felt she was so special, bro. Like. This motherfucker will pull up. She might have cooked, because mind you, I was a bachelor at the time. This motherfucker would pull up, drop me off a dinner plate at the gas station or some shit and keep it going. She got some extra food that she done cook for her and her girls. Like, it was a culmination, bro, of just so much about her that I knew, you know what? The main thing outside of what I thought of her, I knew in my mind, because at that time I just had, my daughter and my son. My son, stayed with his mother.
Right.
And so my daughter was always with me. And I said, you know what? This is the kind of woman I want my daughter to be like. That meant that was the difference maker for me. On top of everything I already knew about her and just everything, that was that. And we got together, and she stayed the night one night. Literally since that night in late 2017, we have never. This is what 2022. There hasn't been one night that we have not slept in the same bed.
Whoa!
Not one. Dead ass. Straight up. We got together that late 2017 February. I proposed to her at the John B concert. Shout out to John B. At the John B concert, he was singing the What You Say Boo joint. If I ask, would you? I proposed to her right in the middle. Proposed to her right in the middle of the aisle and shit at the Stranahan Theater in front of everybody. And the next month we was married. We was in the Bahamas.
Oh, so y'all just went.
She'll tell you I told her. I said, I'm gonna marry you. Not fucking playing. I know what's out here. And it's not even. I always say, well, I know what's out here, but it wasn't even about what was out there, bro. I know they don't make women like you. I know it. Fuck that. Take a gender. They don't make humans like you. They don't make people like you. I need this for the rest of my life. I got to.
Wow.
Everything stopped cold turkey. This is it. This is what I want. People, motherfuckers looked at me like I was crazy. Like, nigga, you just got with her. God damn. You proposed in like 2.5 months? You married her the next month after you proposed? Man, we just celebrated 4 years. Married.
4 years.
Yeah. 4 years. 2-year-old later. You know what I mean? I had my 2 already. My son was with his mother. My daughter with me. So I had my 2. She already had she had 3 daughters at the time already.
So you had 2 previously?
Yes.
And then she had
3.
She had 3
Correct.
previously?
Yep, 3 girls. 3 beautiful girls.
How does that work?
Talk to me. What in particular?
Because I know there's the you and her dynamic, right?
Mm.
And then there's the children.
Right.
Your interaction with her children, her interaction with your children.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the outside, like the mother of your children and the father of her children. Like, how does all of that come together, and how does that work?
You know what? From the beginning, it was tough for her. I think it was her. I think at the beginning, as kids are, they're kind of like, "Who's this person?" It was a little harder for my daughter. I think more than anybody, because it was always me and my daughter. Like, right. It was always that's my rider.
Yeah,
she's a daddy's girl at that. You know what I mean? So it was a little tougher for her having to really share me with somebody. At the beginning a little bit, for sure. And then having sisters as well, because she's the only child on her mother's side as well. So having to share things and just share me, you know what I mean? That was a little tough for her. But no, man, her daughters welcome me. You know what I mean? You can tell at first when it's just kind of like, all right, you know what I mean? But no, it wasn't like the horror stories you hear or like nothing like that. Like, I don't be like, those are my stepkids, or those are, I mean, well, we use the word bonus, like, you know, I'm their bonus dad, or but no, like, those are my daughters. Now, as far as like their fathers, it's only 2 fathers. Mm-hmm. Like, me and oldest girls, shit, shout out to Drake, that's the homie. We can sit and smoke, drink, yeah.
So you got lucky.
Right, yeah, it's nothing like how cats got to deal with baby, some drama. No, not at all. Me, like, we're all collectively totally cool, like 100%. Like, my 2-year-old may go over the older girl's dad's house when they go to their dad's house.
So it's like it's what it's supposed to be.
It's 100% what it's supposed to be. We'll sit and talk, like, you know what I mean? Like our kids, if they fuck up, they got to hear from everybody. Everybody comes to our house, and we all giving them what they need. You know what I mean? Right. It's a village for real. You know what I mean? I got nothing but love and respect for the fathers of, you know, my daughters. You know what I mean? Because I always give that respect of, even with them living with me and me being the man in the home, that's their fathers. I would never cross certain lines. You know what I mean? Even if they say, "Hey, no, man, you better go ahead and whoop some ass." That's their dads.
Yeah, that's on you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I got nothing but love and respect for them. I'm here to only help, even if it's stuff outside of the kids. However, I can look out for whatever. You know what I mean? Like them some good cats, man. You know what I mean? Straight up, like, it's nothing but love. Like, it's literally like, if I really explained the whole dynamic of our whole marriage and everything, people would really be like, "No, they faking. It ain't no way they that happy." Like, if I sit right here and tell you right now that me and my wife do not argue, we may have only argued maybe a full argument, maybe one time in our whole marriage. Motherfuckers would be like, "You lying."
I can believe it only because I'm smart enough to understand that there's a difference between a disagreement.
Bingo.
On a small scale and a full blown I hate you so much right now, Khalees type argument. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I can believe it. I can believe it.
Like, for people that's watching, it is so easy to not have to argue when, think about it. You know, without being told, things that trigger, annoy, irk, whatever you want to call it, your mate. It's that moment where you still be like, fuck it. And you make your own decision and do it.
Right.
That causes the friction to cause the argument. People forget who the fuck they talking to when they get mad, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? If I was speaking to my wife, it's like, you're my wife. Mad or not, if I disagree, whatever the fuck the case is, why am I about to talk to you like you a nigga on the street? So you just anybody else. You're my wife. This relationship ain't about to end. What the fuck am I going? Why I'm gonna say some shit to you? What? So you can feel some kind of way later, or hit me with it? Tell me how you really feel. Like, no, I'm gonna share how I feel, and I'm also gonna listen. I'm gonna listen before I share how I feel, if anything. You feel what I'm saying? And that's, I mean, people don't realize, man, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Right.
Niggas knew what they was doing when they made us. It's so easy to maintain a relationship. Now, if you just can't figure it out that way, then you're just dealing with the wrong person. My decisions and the shit that I do is based upon the feelings of those that I love the most. Flat out. There ain't no way around it. So I don't have to worry about the outcome of what I might do right here and there in this decision I make, because one, I'm going to talk to you about it before I do it. Right. And if I didn't, I did it already knowing what you would already feel like. I'm like, well, what's the point of going against the grain for? And then being surprised when you get fucking feeling some kind of way. Like, that's stupid.
Right.
Some people like to argue just to argue, man.
That's the dumbest. That's another one of the... oh, my God.
What you just want to be mad for?
Like, why? What is the point? Don't...
Why? Like genuinely, like, you want to be mad at me? Like, you really want to be mad at me?
Right. Like, why do you want to be mad at me? Am I not exciting enough? Do you need something? You need a spark? You need what is it?
Because it's reverse psychology. For you to just want to be mad at me lets me know you don't really give a fuck like that, because you know that you being mad at me is going to affect me and how I feel. Flat out.
So it's about putting the other person first.
Have to. That's what you sign up for. Once you go, and it don't have to be marriage. That's a relationship. Relationship equals compromise. If you are not willing to compromise or listen or meet halfway, you ain't got no business of being in no relationship. Flat the fuck out.
Wow.
Don't think that only come in when you get a ring. No. Marriage is still a relationship. Flat out. Some people who relationships are stronger than marriages. Some marriages that are stronger than relationships. I mean, the title isn't what makes it worthy of more respect.
And that's what it is. People think the title is what matters, and not the relationship that causes you to go make it the title in the first place. And I think that's where the disconnect is. Nowadays, everybody wants to be married, but nobody wants the struggles of the relationship to get to being married.
Bingo.
And it's like you can't have one without the other, because you have to struggle in order to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what to do, what not to do, so that way you can get to the point where you want to be married in the first place.
If they didn't have 7-game series in the playoffs to get to winning the NBA title, would they really appreciate winning the title? They just played one team off every time? Nah. That's what you got an 82-game season for. Now, when we win that title, niggas gonna feel that much better, because we went through this bullshit in November and January, and such got hurt in April, and nah, it's a combination of winning. The marriage aspect of it is the combination of winning together. I was just able to see the future.
Oh, you got that shit right.
You know what I mean?
Marriage is the culmination. I needed that. I'm quoting that. That's being quoted.
I appreciate it.
That's being quoted.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay, now, as a married man that's been in the entertainment scene,
yes,
and that has been pretty much every which way, I gotta ask you because it seems like this sumbitch just will not go away. Are you smacking Chris Rock in front of everybody in the Oscars for talking about your wife? And I gotta ask, as a married man, because I see a lot of people, and I'm glad that you're here because you've been on that side of it.
Oh, right,
no
right,
matter
right.
how big or how small it is, you still got a glimpse of what it was.
Right.
And a lot of us want to put our middle class mindsets on millionaire lifestyles, and it don't work like that. Since you've been in that scene, I gotta know how you reacted. Now, mind you, I can't even, to keep it real, it's difficult for me to even ask you that because of you and your wife's dynamic. Like, I don't even see your wife putting you in a situation where you have to slap the shit out of a motherfucker anyway. But just as a married man that's been in that industry, how you handling that?
What did you tell me that you heard about how me and my wife are?
I heard that you would put a bullet in or take a bullet for each other.
I'm not accepting no disrespect over that woman.
Oh, shit.
That shit ain't slaughter. Now, do I agree that there's certain ways to go about shit? Yes. Would hands have gotten put on a motherfucker? Now, see, if it's just me and my wife, we there. This is the way I look at it. If my wife is dealing with some kind of medical condition, I'm not taking or tolerating any kind of joke about a motherfucking thing flat out. Because people don't understand. They don't dig. It's deeper than that. I know what it's like having to have a conversation when somebody they might be insecure about something within themselves, with themselves. You gotta give that speech.
Do you know how many times motherfuckers thought that this was a hickey or some girl sucking on my neck and I gotta pull down and actually show them the scar that goes from the tip of my head to the middle of my chest and all points in between? Like, this is not that. So I get it.
You know what I mean? So I do feel like with all of that in tow, if it's just me, my wife, nothing's wrong with her. She just shaved her head. Somebody made a joke. My wife would probably even laugh.
Right.
I'm not tripping. I also don't have to look to see my wife's reaction neither, though. We got telepathy going on. But I ain't got to look at her to know how she took that joke or not.
Right.
So it's literally it literally depends on the situation. There's a medical condition or there's something wrong. This is something that my baby feels some kind of way about. This is something that's gonna hurt her feelings. You got me fucked up if you hurt this woman's feelings, and I don't answer you. That don't matter. The venue that don't matter nothing. I'm not playing about my heart, dog. I'm not. That's not no tough shit. That's not no. That's just it's not that. But again, if we're just two people in a crowd and somebody makes a joke, we could easily go to the Funny Bone this weekend and somebody make a joke about me.
And that's what everybody was comparing it to. Simply because he's a comedian and you in the front row, you liable to have a joke told about you.
That's very true. But also, it's just certain shit that I'm just not gonna allow, and that would only in the sense of if there was something actually wrong there. And now her insecurity is the butt of a joke. That's different to me. Now, if we're just at the Funny Bone in the front row and somebody make a joke, I'm not about to go on stage and smack a motherfucker for doing what they known to do. Right. I know we taking the fucking chance of that happening, being there.
Right. And being visible. Like,
you know what I mean?
In the front row, you are Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. You know they're not going to backseat you just off of the strength of Will Smith's name.
Now, let's also look at it like this. This also isn't the first time you've been on this same stage and you didn't talk shit about my wife. Which a lot of people aren't privy to that knowledge as well, too.
I remember that.
You know, you did this whole spiel when people was doing the boycott, and out of all the actors that was boycotting, you chose my wife to make fun of.
Right.
I'm here now. Oh, you got the nuts to do that shit again, and now you talking about some shit that I almost think that you might even know about already. For all we know, I mean, you've seen them in numerous pictures together, them, their kids.
Right.
I can't say whether it was right or wrong, but I can just say how I would react. But if you, it's so many factors. If you know and are aware of what's going on over here, and you still chose to do that, that's disrespect. That's disrespect to me. It's the second row you done went down high. No, after the first time we didn't talk. Who's to say that they didn't talk after the first time? I'm fucking, hey man, what the fuck was that?
That's what I was saying too. Like, okay, you got that joke off in 2016.
Hey man, that wasn't cool. Like,
right. Right.
It's so many factors. Again, I think it's a situation where everybody doesn't know enough of the factors to be able to say whether the man should or shouldn't have. Everybody put themselves in positions until that shit happened. I just know how I'm riding for mine. You said it perfectly, man. I'm taking one or I'm giving one for that lady. There's no way around it.
But I also said that your wife does not seem like the type of woman that would put you in that predicament in the first place.
Nah, see, like I tell everybody, I don't believe that the action that he went about was due to just that joke. That was tip of the iceberg, man. This man got shit that he had. In my own opinion, I can't speak for Will Smith. I can't nothing. I'm a fan of Will Smith. This man is an icon to me.
It's difficult not to be.
You know
I was
what I
just
mean?
watching iRobot the other day. Like, the man is a genius.
He's one of the greatest humans of all time
Ever.
in my book, bro. Like, there's no doubt about that. So again, do I, in my own opinion, which I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I do feel like that was a culmination of sorts. I don't feel like people don't realize when you put up with certain things, especially it's people in Toledo that can't take somebody making a Facebook post about them. So picture being an icon and being made fun of, all the historic roles you played, all the shit that you've given our culture, all the shit that you've done to people, all the smiles you put, all the tears that you brought to people's eyes because they relate to your story and what you're going through. And all of that has been overlooked now just for a fucking meme because of a red table talk. That's discouraging as fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are and how much money you got. Take money, I take all that shit, take the status, all of that out of there. He's a man, he's a human.
Right.
Flat out. That was tip of the iceberg. And when you at a certain point, people don't realize it don't have to be a big trigger to set you the fuck off. So picture all of that culminating in one. You got to hear a Tupac joke every day. You got to deal with this shit from the August Cat. You got to deal with all of these different things for years, and you haven't spoke up one time. And then they go make a joke about some shit that you feel like is bothering your wife already. You see her reaction, you feel some kind of way. Man, y'all lucky he ain't do more.
True that.
The psyche is a motherfucker.
True that.
Nobody about to. Will Smith don't look at himself as Will Smith. I don't think. I feel like he knows who he is. He knows what he's worth. All of that. But when it comes to your feelings and how you feel in an emotional moment, you're not going to tell yourself, well, I'm such and such. I can't behave this way. Nigga, I'm a man. Flat out. All that shit went out the window. He wasn't thinking about the academy and the consequence. No.
Yeah, because he's losing a lot of bags, bro. And I think they banned him from the academy.
True. And then there's also, this right now might seem, I'm big on perception. And I believe in him to be
perception is reality nowadays.
This might be one of the worst moments for him publicly. But this could be one of the greatest comeback stories we ever seen.
Yeah,
people don't look forward to the future.
Story. Yep.
Because motherfucker right now cannot tell me that first movie, the director that takes a chance and say, fuck that, I want Will. You cannot tell me that that's not going to be box office smash. And it ain't a question of whether or not he's going to do a great job. Watch what the future holds. That's just how I think about shit, though. I'm rooting for the homie.
Man, I feel you.
I'm rooting for, and this has nothing to do with nothing. I'm rooting for Adrian Bronner.
What happened with him?
Well, I mean, he's been through a lot in media. Through a lot, his last few matches have been losses. One of the greatest fighters in my book. I'm a huge boxing fan. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time. 4 or 5 division champion.
Yeah.
At such a young age. But, sometimes the lights and shit, you get swept into a lot of things, especially when you a genuine street cat. You know what I mean? People don't understand the struggle of that, of having that transition. And I can't speak for the man. I'm just speaking from a sense of supporting him. He's right now in the gym, working on his comeback right now. You know what I mean? I don't look for the worst in people, man. I want to see cats win. Especially, and I'm not going to make it like a race thing, but it is a lot harder for black men to succeed. And a lot of the ones that people be so quick to put down, even if it's their own fault, why they fall off or they get put down. Man, I still want to see you shine, dog. Why not? Because it's going to be a time or day, whether you famous or you not famous, and it's just your family or just the close ones you love, that you might fall off that horse and them motherfuckers going to turn their back on you. Everybody cheering right now. That's cool. That shit going to fade after a second, though. I promise you it will. My phone, once I stop doing music for a minute, my phone stopped ringing. Friends, homies, everybody. Because we ain't going to the big shows. Niggas ain't trying to get in concerts free no more. What's the use for B. Wills? This shit that I'm on about to be the greatest comeback story ever told, if you ask me.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, since you brought it up, what you got coming down the pike?
All new music, man. That's the biggest thing. I am looking to release another shoe. Last year I dropped my first sneaker.
Word?
Yep, it's a 100% Italian leather luxury sneaker, made and distributed in Italy, shipped straight to your doorstep. The Juice Skywalker 1. Yep, that's been doing great.
Word.
That's been doing great. That dropped October 17th, 2021. Yep, I dropped my first shoe. So sneakers is my second love outside of. Well, third, because, family, of course, comes first. So,
yeah, I was going to ask you. You just beat me to it. I was going to ask you your top three.
Oh, yeah. Family, music, sneakers. I love shoes.
You have your own. I'm talking to a man who has his own. I didn't even know you had your own.
Yeah. It's funny, it's great. It's great. I got a lot going on. The clothing line, I'm bringing the clothing line back as well, probably with the new sneaker. The new music is the most important thing. That's how all of this started. Right. I'm just happy to be in a clear space. Having my wife has helped me to drown out so much noise. It revived my own self. Sometimes as a deep thinker, you overthink, and I had a very big problem with that. There was a very big time where I forgot who I was. Then comes the thing of what I did to get myself popping. I was speaking on a lot of topics that people might frown upon when you married now. Wifey, the first one, she like, nah, like, that one song you got, Knocking Niggas Bitches. I love that record. Put that out. It's like, damn, I wrote that before I was with you and I was talking crazy. I don't give a fuck shit, man. Do you. At the end of the day, this is all entertainment. I had shout out Magic One. I had to talk with him the other day, and I used to really believe, you had to be really into everything that you was doing when you rapped. I was guilty of that at one point. This is all entertainment. At the end of the day, niggas ain't really out here catching bodies and selling dope like that. And if they are, they should not be rapping about it. This is entertainment. So yeah,
glad, thank you.
You might hear me talking about fucking bitches and and all. You might hear me have a few reckless lines here and there, whatever. But my marriage is good, and it's crazy because my wife is the one to put me like, "Hey man, B Wills, dog. B Wills isn't necessarily a person; it's a character. Even though it's you, how you tell a story. I mean, cause think about it. How many artists make songs about shit that ain't got nothing to do with their current life? I might have a song about a breakup. We happy than a motherfucker."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, no, man, I'm just happy to be in such a happy space, man. I sleep now. I sleep a lot now. You know what I mean? It's just, it's dope, man. Shout out to my wife. Her business is going amazing. Customs for the Culture. You need anything personalized, any kind of gifts for a holiday, birthday, anything. Customsfortheculture.com. That's customs the regular way, not the number. Just, FOUR.
Link will be in the description, too.
Customs for the Culture, man. Go get what you need. Wife will get you together. Follow on Facebook as well. But, that's just entrepreneurship, man. That's our way. You know what I mean? We took a leap. I stopped the whole, doing social service, but some years ago, we took a leap. We bought equipment for her business. A few years later, now it's up and thriving to where she sometimes can't take orders because she popping. There's so much going on.
Word.
And, yeah. And I'm wearing every possible hat in the world, from clothing designer to shoe designer to musician to radio show host to I might host a party here and there at a certain event. Bro, I just want it all, my nigga. I want it all, bro. And you know the scary thing about it? I'm gonna get it. That shit crazy.
I gotta bring you back for a part 2 because I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I legit want to talk about that.
I literally manifested every single thing that I have accomplished. It's crazy to me when I think about it. Like, as I'm saying it right now, I'm bugging out. Like, I told my granny I was gonna be on TV. That was just a goal. No, fuck that. A goal of mine was just to get my face on a flyer for a show. I told my people I was gonna get on radio. I was gonna get a song on radio. I told my granny I was gonna be on TV one day. I told my wife I was gonna marry her. Before I married her, I told myself what woman I wanted. I wanted my wife so bad, bro. This is before we got married. I remember seeing her in the club one night. True story. I remember seeing her in the club one night. She was with her homegirl. And her purse was sitting somewhere randomly in the VIP, but she was so far away from it. We wasn't there together. She didn't even know I was there at the time. But I seen her purse so far away from her. I didn't want her to get robbed or nothing, so I took her purse and I just went and sat her right next to her while she was dancing and kicking it. I just walked away. I knew what I wanted. There ain't a single thing in this motherfucking world that I said I wanted and I ain't got it. I think I'm about to get all this shit. Remember me saying that on everything.
No, it's documented.
And it's the same blessings for you, because you got a hell of a story. And I'm happy to see that you doing so well, man. And you got so much drive and so much shit going on, bro. Your energy is so dope, man. You know what I mean? I know a lot of things might stem from, you know, certain things in your past that might be dark or a bad time or whatever, man. But, man, that shit was yesterday, years before, whenever, my nigga. Every time we wake up, we get a reset button. That shit crazy, right?
Right.
Every time. We could be getting our ass whooped in the game, and then, boop, new game. Here we are, you know, 13 for 13 field goal, 100%.
True that. Winning the championship.
Come on, bro. So I'm happy to see. I'm thankful to be a person that you invited, that you even had in mind, man. I'm happy to be here. Drinks is cold. The mics is always hot, man. This is where it's at. See what I did there?
That was dope.
You know what I mean? But no, real shit, man. This is a hell of a thing, man. And make sure y'all subscribe, man, because believe me, it's gonna be even better on this show, even greater, man. Great things for you, and I'm happy I can say that and document that, because I just want to be one of the first people to be like, man, that nigga be Will said. Because like I said, not only do I know for myself, but I know for my homies too. This is a great guy, and great things is gonna happen to you.
Man,
I know it.
I'm humbled. I am humbled. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm humbled.
It's
humbled,
all love,
man.
bro.
All right, last question. Top 5 of all time.
Fuck. Hip hop, rap.
Hip hop.
Oh my god. No specific order.
No specific order. Just top 5.
Lifesaver. Okay. That's the one that gets me. Wayne, Drake, Ye, Nip. Big. I first started wanting to rap because of Mace, though.
The
Double Up album. Yeah. Backwards hat.
yeah, okay.
MLB logo on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. I don't know if this is probably the last time on camera I will ever answer a top 5, because it got to be like 10, because there's so many people that.
Give me 1 or 2 honorable mentions.
3 Stacks, under 3,000 for sure, and go deep, man. B Wheels.
You got that shit right. You damn right.
Yeah, because I've been making myself proud lately. Real shit.
Bruh.
B Wheels.
And I tell you this every time I see you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Because from where you were to where you are, it's monumental.
Thank you.
And it's like, I'm going to give you... What they say, I'm gonna give you your flowers while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you your flowers while you were here. The maturation of B Wills has been astonishing to watch.
Damn, man, that means a lot. Thank you.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Straight up, I appreciate that shit for real.
I look forward to everything that you got going on. I look
doubt.
forward to all of the future projects. Maybe one day I might be able to meet the wifey and see what you're talking about. You want me to be real?
It ain't maybe.
When we get to that point, I want you both on, so you both can talk.
That is easy money to happen.
I appreciate it.
For sure, man.
Once again, this is Across the Table with Mr. 106 in Park, B Wills. Catch him on Juice FM 107.3. When?
Yep. Every Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m.
All right. This has been your show. Drinks are cold, mics are hot. Conversations always fire. Till we meet again in a minute.